Here we go. It all started with that ship. An eldritch titan of steel and tendrils, careening through the sky. The Nautiloid. Its pilots were among the most insidious creatures to walk the realms, known as mind flayers. And the ship itself? Full of captives taken from the city of Baldur's Gate. Each of them infected with a tadpole that should have transformed the prisoners into mind flayers in a mere matter of days. I was among them. I had little time to contemplate my fate, however. Soon, the Nautiloid came under attack. Not by the defenders of Baldur's Gate, however. It was the Githyanki, a race of brutal, interdimensional warriors riding on the backs of red dragons. Everything I'd read stated that the Gith were the perennial enemies of the Mind Flayers, though that's not to say the Gith are the good guys. In a desperate attempt to evade their captors, the crew of the Nautiloid warped into the fiery hells itself, for all the good that did. Not only did the Gith and the dragons make the jump with them, but now the infernal imps and devils of hell had taken interest as well. The fiends tore through the ship, causing some of its pods to open, and its prisoners to be freed. Once again, I was among those lucky few. From afar, in my first moments of freedom, I saw her. A flash of green hair, a diminutive frame, making a dash for her own salvation. A halfling, or a gnome perhaps. I would learn only later what her name was, and what became of her. Noli. While I was desperately searching for a way off the Nautiloid, Noli was already making friends. I suppose as a warlock she was no stranger to creatures of unorthodox origin. And so she, somehow, gained the loyalty of an intellect devourer, simply named Us. Her next ally was a Githyanki fighter named Lae'zel, who was herself a prisoner on the ship. And last was a half-elven cleric named Shadowheart, who had in her possession a peculiar artifact of unknown origin and purpose. Together, as dragons and devils tore the ship apart, this crew of unlikely allies made a mad dash for the helm. If they could take control of the ship, perhaps they could prevent catastrophe, and at least save their own lives. The command deck was already in chaos when they arrived. Devils and mind flayers fighting each other. But there, in the rear, was the transponder, the key to salvation. Noli and her compatriots pushed through the forces of hell. The creature called Us was first to get there, only to realize that it was too short to use the controls. Poor thing. As Noli connected the nerves, the ship teleported back to the land of Faerun, but quite a ways away from Baldur's Gate, where the abductions first started. Like a blazing comet, it fell through the skies, above a place called the Sword Coast. Noli herself was knocked clear from the ship and plummeted towards the ground. And yet, just before what should have been her certain death, something stopped her momentum and saved her life in the process. And so it was that she awoke on the beach of the Sword Coast, extremely jostled, yet alive nonetheless. And so it was for all of us who managed to survive the crash of the Nautiloid and look upon its burning, twisted remains, thinking about what could possibly come next.